Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Tower of God Urek Mazino chapters 20 and 21. So we get to read two this week. Usually Tower of God chapters, even the spinoff, is like they're really long. So who knows how long it's going to take just to do two chapters. But either way, as always, I guess there's not really a lot to say in the intro. I'm loving the spinoff. I say that every time. I personally really enjoy it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So either way, not much more to say. Chapter 20, cheon-geum. We have cheon-geum part 2. So yeah, let's start reading. We have lapis, like the gem, lapis lazuli. We have lapis, like the gem. Hold on, does that mean now? Who are you? So I kind of ran through it last time when we were reading. I don't really like. So there are so many options. Is he named after the gem because he is almost certainly not one of the shining ones that was turned into a gem. I'm assuming that because Phantaminum called himself the king of the jewels or whatever, that the people who follow him and work for him probably take on the jewel names. So it's probably just a what's the word I'm looking for? Henchman is not a strong enough word for what I was looking for, but I can't think of what I was thinking of, so we'll stick with henchman. A henchman. He's a goon. A goon of Phantaminum's is, I think, probably the most likely. And I'm not 100% sure what they're doing. Like, would Mago be a shining one, kind of? Because they have that gem there that it seems like they're collecting ascetics, whatever the ascetics are. Are they people from outside the tower? Because it seems like they might have been. Or at least they don't know that they're in a tower, even if they're not from outside it, they don't know that they're in it. And they're seemingly maybe being sacrificed to awaken Mago from the gem. It's like what little I can put together so far, or what I can guess at so far. Now, who are you, and who gave you the audacity to fly around like you own the place? You want to know who I am? Okay, now you've got my interest. I'm Urek Mazino, but some call me hopefully you can't hear my fan in the background. I feel like it's being weirdly loud right now. But some call me the biggest fish in the sea. That's a little bit different than the way the scene went at the end of last chapter. But good line. cheon-geum part 2. They live on an island that smells of salt. I mean, would any island near the sea kind of count? Well, I mean, islands by definition would mostly be in bodies of water, but you get what I mean. Would pretty much any small island out at the sea not smell like salt? We call them the ascetics. The ascetics, and we have the information that he's getting out of Danjon. So Danjon knew about this stuff. Yes, they're distinguished by a special mark on their clothing, so they can just change clothes, and only live to depart the island, cross the mud flats of the ascetics, and reach the flower within the castle which is under the angel's protection. But not a single one has ever achieved this goal, because the rankers they call the angels have been slaughtering them. Okay, so this is their entire culture. I don't know who those rankers are, why they're called the angels, and why they're killing those ascetics, but they've been on the floor of tests even longer than I have. Okay, so the angels is the bad guy group here, under, what's his face? I don't know, Rahab, that's what it was. The ascetics believe they're simply enduring the trials given to them by a god, completely blind to the fact. So where do they get the clothing? They have a factory that just makes the marked clothing for them? Completely blind to the fact that they're being lied to, and there is no salvation to be found in the castle. If anything, the angels are trying to get their own salvation. They think the blood that flows from all the ascetics they kill will come together and make the flower turn crimson. You mean? Yes, the flower within the castle. Apparently the crimson flower will grant the angels a great power previously unknown, as well as their wish. Okay, so maybe they don't even, actually know Phantaminum. Maybe Phantaminum, as he was going through the tower, just left the gems behind. And one of the ones he left behind here, they, like this group of rankers, just decided to basically start worshipping it as a cult of their own and feel like if they feed it enough sacrifices, they'll get this power, the wish granted or whatever. Okay. It's really not that complicated. The angels are using the ascetics for their own gain. Oh, not to mention, they genuinely enjoy killing them. It might be a reach, but everything fits. If he's one of those angels... Okay, so Urek is thinking of it in terms of Donjon's story. He's not even thinking about a connection to Phantaminum. Maybe just because the flower looks like a gem, maybe we, including me, maybe as readers, we're jumping the gun by connecting this to Phantaminum. I also have quite a few questions for you, but I'll save them for another day. I know Rahab will throw a fit if he finds out I'm doing this. What? So you know Rahab? And we have splitting off of bongs of Shinsu? Is that Shinsu? They all fire in? Seriously? And again, the Dodge King, Urek Mazino. His most powerful move, all in the spinoff. Huh? Where do you think you're going? Running away already, huh? Be patient. You've got to wait your turn. Well then. Until we meet again. Fires. And I'm assuming that, like, I feel like what he was saying was kind of clunky there. Like, well then, until we meet again makes sense. Okay, so running away already is Urek. Where do you think you're going? Running away already. Be patient, you've got to wait your turn. So he is... Sorry, hiccup. I just ate. So he is just running away until we meet again. Okay, so the dialogue was fine. I was just not reading it the strongest. Literacy 95%. Huh? He's actually gone. Cheon-geum. I don't like it. That name doesn't belong in the tower. Let's see. Maybe I'm too not Korean to understand. Let's see. Come out wherever you are. Gotcha. He flies up. How? What makes you think you can decide? I actually kind of like this, because so often, like, villains or characters or whatever will just be like, mwahaha, wait until later and then run away. So it's like, if a character's as powerful as Urek, or even in most cases, instead of them just being like, mwahaha, wait until later, just follow them. Literally, just chase them. What makes you think you can decide whether it's my turn or not? He kicks him away. Phew. Betcha that one hurt. His pocket appears. Nail is in trouble? A dark corner close to the throne. You really think they'll fall for such an obvious trap? We have at least 5 opponents gathered around here. Sure, maybe not all of them will fall for it, but at least one will. And the rest are bound to follow. Trust me, no matter how bright they are, there's always one who's not the sharpest tool in the box. Neo, look. Neo's face here. So good. I feel like this isn't right. I just want it to be a fair competition. No secrets, no tricks. You're in the tower, brother. In a fair competition, we might get slaughtered. Is that what you want? Trust me, this is the best course of action. Or you can only afford to fight fair if you've got the power to back it up. Like Urek, for example, or the Princess of Zahard. And they're surprised? There's one. Oh, the armor girl, she's still alive. Damn it. Damn it all, or dang it all, it's censored. I'm losing too much blood. Darn it all. If I'm going to die anyway, I have to look in that bandana and see if the crown's actually inside. Almost there. I'm so close. And then it gets Shinsu'd away. No, get back here. You've got to be kidding me. You think you can get away with this? I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna get you back. And then, ouch. I would assume that goes through the heart. But then again, it's you never know in Tower of God. Damn it. Really? I'm going to die? Without ever finding out what was in... Okay, Irwin. Then it floats up. Perfect. Now, let's find our next target. Neo. There you are. And we have Fox or Pox. Okay. I know you. You're with the princess. The name's Fox. Mind if I take a peek inside the bandana? I do mind. In that case, I can't guarantee you'll leave this place alive. That's funny, because we can't guarantee we won't rip you in half. Okay, cool panel, but they did not seem that confident 5 minutes ago. If you insist on looking inside the bandana, go ahead then. I never shy away from a fight. Alright, fist to fist. This is what I've been waiting for. All brawn and no brain, huh? I hope you've got the skills to match your confidence. Same goes. Ah, man, this feels like set up for my boy Rohan to just get, like, completely waxed. For you. Alright, a swing. A grab. It's not going well. Huh? And an overhand toss. Gah. Unlike you, I'm actually strong enough. That's the secret to not being looked down on. And then Fox is going for the counterattack now. But we have Shinsu coming in and separating them. In case you forgot, he's not alone. I kind of like the psycho face that Nail puts on in a lot of these panels. And now we have a shot coming from behind Nail, a spear bearer. And I wonder if that's the other teammate from the princess, or if it's a third party. In case you forgot, I also came with a friend. Are they the ones who were sniping before? I didn't even notice they were hiding nearby, yet they still managed to get the perfect shot. Rohan may also be a spear bearer. Was that a gun? But he won't stand a chance against someone like them. I don't like our odds against two opponents. At least one of them has to go. And then we have another Shinsu attack to Fox. Is that supposed to be bait? I guess. I'll play along for now. Fox is actually really interesting. Like, you know, Fox's character feels like a very much background nobody NPC design, and yet I find the combination of brawn and brains and the valuing of brains and planning to be an interesting twist on a character that just looks like a basic fighter. Hey, get back here. I'll lure her out of her teammate's firing range. Be ready with your spear. I'll send the location to you as soon as I can. Got it. Okay then. So it's not the Shinsu attack, it's the crown, and Fox is pretending to fall for it. So Neo thinks that he's leading Fox into a place where Rohan can snipe, but Fox is just pretending to fall for it to lure Neo out. Alright. Then the crown comes to rest, or the fake crown, I should say. Fox is looking around. Should I throw it now? No, not yet. We have to wait until she lets her guard down completely. Do it when she reaches for the crown. Okay. Then she walks to it. Reaches for it. Now. He prepares a throw. And then as he does, it looks like he's getting hit from behind. Okay. It's the right sort of upper chest, though, that, you know, should be a survivable attack. But then again, it's Tower of God. We never know. What? I mean, seemingly toward the end of Season 3, we had characters dying from stuff that seemed pretty silly. whereas characters have tanked some insane stuff. So you never know. It's kind of like One Piece, where in One Piece, characters could get, like, you know, nuked, lose 90,000 gallons of blood, be completely eviscerated, and come back tomorrow. But then there are certain characters that are like, gets shot once, dies. What? When did you... Ah, it's the princess herself this time. Rohan, what are you waiting for? Throw the spear. Rohan? He thuds out. Rohan? And if she killed Rohan, she's a character I already don't particularly like. She was on the marketing for this alongside Urek, but she is one of the least likable characters, the princess. So if she killed Rohan on top of that, becoming even more unlikable. Check what's inside. Princess, when did you get here? No doubt it's some kind of worthless trinket. And now, if he is dead, then, you know, Neo really is legitimately in trouble. Princess is here. They're going to find out the bait doesn't work as bait anymore. And if Rohan is dead, or even just down, Neo is actually definitely in a lot of trouble. Just a regular old rock, Your Highness. I figured. Let me see that, of course. The Queen of the Net Dolphins has the real crown, after all. Hey, you. Didn't anyone ever teach you? It's rude to play pranks on people. You're not making cool one-liners like Urek. You're lame. Rohan. Sounds like you also skipped your lesson on how you should never mess with a dark-haired side character. Okay. Who looks like they're hiding it. Okay, who looks like they're hiding a secret. Man, he's really spitting. I really thought... There have been so many, like, references and fourth wall breaks in the spinoff that I really thought I was about to read. You should never mess with a dark-haired side character who looks like the main character or the main character's father. I really thought they were going to just directly reference Bomber V. Then, an orb? And it ends there. Okay, and the use of an orb. Come on now. Then again, I guess V didn't use an orb. That was Arlen and Bomb. But either way then. At least, you know, I get to read another. I don't have to stop here. So let's go check out 21. It was a good chapter again. I hope Rohan's alright. Fox is really interesting. I want to learn more about the third teammate of the princess team, though. And I still don't like the princess. Not a fan of the princess. Neo, I think, is really entertaining, too, though. I really like Rohan and Neo. I like most of the side characters, though. The stuff as well with Urek and cheon-geum. I forgot that even happened. You know, Urek is a fun main character. That stuff was good. I like that he, instead of just letting him run away, he just was like, why would I just let you run away? He stopped him from going, but I guess he is going to have to let him leave so that he can go help Neo. But I think that it's good. If I was reading on my own and not doing videos, I think the slow burn, revealing stuff over time is really cool for, like, what's going on with Mago and the gem people, the aesthetics and all of that. I think that's really neat and interesting, and I'd be really, really enjoying that, and I am really, really enjoying that. It's just something that I'm always trying to, like, rack my brain for things to discuss as I'm reading, and it's like, it's one of those things where we just get a little bit of information at a time, and, you know, once you get enough, you can start putting some things together, but I feel like I just don't really have enough information to say too much, to, like, have too deep a discussion, because it's one of those things where I'm not supposed to know yet, I don't really know yet, and I don't have particularly enough to make good guesses, and I'll just learn a little more at a time as I go, so... Either way, let's continue on into the next chapter. Okay, chapter 21, and An unexpected adversary. Okay. Now, he's in danger. Then we have our title splash, episode 21, An Unexpected Adversary. If it was something he could take care of himself, he wouldn't ask for help. Alright then, to the throne I go. He just leaves cheon-geum after he kicked him into the ground. Now you're just asking for it. I'll crush you like a bug. He just leaves. Huh? Hey, get back here. He just vanishes. Gah. Huh. It's like he's got wings on his back. Urek. Aru. Where'd you go? I was trying to keep up with you. I'm headed for the throne. The throne? Why? Something urgent came up. I'll tag along then. Huh? Well, we're something like teammates. I'm a bit of a teammate myself. We're something like teammates, right? I want to help you out. Just tell me where you are and... Sorry, I'm in a rush. And he grabs her. Is Aru actually gonna... It would be so funny, because we know Urek's terrible luck with women. It would be so funny if Aru actually, like, fell for him. Also, something else that's funny, look at this Quasimodo stance in this face. Urek's face here is nuts. It's like the Caliban meme face I always use. Except this is, like, actually in the story itself. Sorry, I'm in a rush. He grabs her. Hang on tight, and takes off. Wah! Neo and Rohan versus the Princess of Zahard and Fox. Just give us a name already. Whatever the wait is for, I don't know if it'll even be worth it at this point. Because if it's a character we know of, at this point just tell us so we can, like, I don't know. I can't think of any name for a Princess of Zahard that she could have that would be worth this wait for the reveal anymore. To be quite honest, I can't really think of any, because any of the big important ones, we know they don't look like this. So unless it's a retcon, which I'm not going to be a fan of anyway, might as well just tell us. And it's not going to be some big crazy surprise if they just give us a name and we're all like, who? Then it's going to be like, really? Why'd you wait to give us the name? Okay. We're back here. An orb? I figured a Princess of Zahard would recognize it. This is my first time seeing one in person, but I've read about regulars whose Shinsu can take the form of a gigantic orb. But I thought creating an orb was supposed to be a difficult feat, even for the most experienced wave controllers. This shouldn't be possible for a guy who was just pretending to learn how to form a bong. For a rookie regular, not to mention, the dark color of his Shinsu is making me uneasy. Fox, run as fast and far as you can. Pardon? An orb is a highly concentrated form of Shinsu. You must not come into contact with it. I don't know. The first, original description we got of orbs was you can make different shapes out of your Shinsu, and one of them will come naturally to you. And for Rak it was a shield, for Kun it was a spear, for Bomb it was an orb. And it just felt like, oh, that's maybe a rare, shape to get. A shape to be the natural shape of your Shinsu or whatever. To be your Shinsu weapon, so to speak. But it seems like since then, it has gone from being that to being some kind of technique, and I don't know, it just doesn't, it feels retcon-y. It doesn't feel like how it was originally presented to us. And an orb is a highly concentrated form of Shinsu. You must not come into contact with it. Now run. Yes, Your Highness. And he's Shinsu bombing them. Alright. Again, I wonder if it's just a case of, different assistants working on different panels. There are some panels here and there I've noticed that just feel different from the typical art style. Not that that's a bad thing, but this specifically, like her face shape here and the sort of proportions and stuff, just feel sort of, I don't know, feel kind of different from the usual face shape. I kind of like it though. I like the big forehead. I I will say the darkness around here, if you can see my cursor, I wonder if I would assume that it's like that in the original too. I just wonder if it's like that in the original or if it's censored. I would think it's also like that in the original, but I also feel like if you're going to do that, then why not just use a different angle? Like, again, if you want to go upskirt shots, go upskirt shots. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna be mad about that. Just do it. Do a panty shot if you want. I don't care. But it feels like if you're not going to do that, like, you don't have to use an angle looking up. Like, you can use a different angle, or maybe design the costume a bit different. But also, her like thigh to body proportion, like the length of her leg versus the length of her body, and her arms too, the same with her arms. This panel just feels off to me. Her arms feel like weird, and like look how tiny the forearm is compared to how big her hand is here. And like the angles of her arms feel weird to me, but especially her torso seems like weirdly short. But then you get to her thighs, and it's not just like, oh, she's thick. It's like her thighs are literally the size of the rest of her body. So I don't know. This one just feels off compared to the other panels. And we have Fox running. Still, they're getting Shinsu bombed. Fox, although there's only one orb, the attacks are coming from 3 different directions. He must be splitting his Shinsu into 3 tendrils, since he cannot manipulate more than one orb. It seems all the tendrils carry the same amount of damage. Not to mention, they're moving completely independently from each other. He's far more powerful than most regulars I've encountered so far. I can tell she's staying on her guard, and keeping a safe distance. That's fine, nothing unexpected. Urek must have received my call for help by now. I just need to conserve my strength and hold them off until he arrives. It's not too late for Rohan yet. He's still alive. I know it. This won't be like last time. Okay? Glimpse hints at a backstory. They got turned into scribbles. I can't get anywhere near him. What are your orders, Your Highness? He's biding his time until Mazino arrives. Stay on the lookout and alert me as soon as he appears. I'm never one to back down from a good challenge. And we have these flower shapes. You should have stayed away, Princess. And she's weaving through his attacks. And actually parrying one. While his control over Shinsu's impressive, he's still bound to fall into certain patterns in battle. And his last few attacks were more than enough for me to read those patterns. He begins by surrounding me from 3 sides, then strikes from one direction. I love the cute little chibi look, though. I love this. An attack comes from the opposite side as soon as I dodge. Again, her face here is so good. Once I evade and try to charge forward, I'm immediately faced with a strike from the front, forcing me back. Then I'm right back to square one. He takes advantage of the opening to move himself away, keeping the distance between us constant. It's an ironclad defense, but nothing I can't break through. Also, I've mentioned before, but some of the panels occasionally, like this one looks sharp enough, crisp enough, but there are a few, like one of the ones I mentioned before, where, and even here, it feels kind of weird, like some parts, like the headband again, I mentioned in that one panel, the headband was like 144p or whatever. Some of the panels, some of the parts, I don't know if they made them as just, PNG or digital assets and then threw them in, and that's why they come in low detail sometimes, because sometimes they just don't look fully crisp. Sometimes they don't look fully detailed. And not in a way where it's like they're not drawn with as much detail. It's like they took a drawing that was detailed and then like sized it up or down to where it's a little bit pixelated, is how it feels sometimes. The attack's coming in. She dodges this time. She didn't change directions this time. She's still going forward, avoiding the attacks. I thought she'd try to charge forward again. What's she planning? She's strafing off to the side. She's going in a circle. Is she going to put him between herself and her teammates? If I keep circling around him while closing the distance between us, I'll render his attack patterns ineffective, on top of trapping him in the middle of the spiral. That's true. That's also a good strategy. I was thinking if she makes it around to the other side, then if he keeps trying to retreat, he's just going to end up between her and her teammates. Didn't think I'd come up with something like this, did you? Not so fast. And there's a splash from his attack. He sends forward another. She's still avoiding. She managed to dodge all 3 of my Shinsu tendrils. It's game over. Maybe for you, princess. And we see the point of her weapon. They're moving in close. Another orb? I thought he could only control 1. Like I said, you should never mess with a dark-haired side character who looks like they're hiding a secret. He fires. I'd be a fool if I let my guard down while fighting a princess of Zahard. 1 strike is nowhere near enough. Oh? She tanks through it. I wonder, like, her eyes are glowing. I wonder if it's something to do with the possession. She grips her blade with both hands and stabs him in the in the side a bit. Kurg, how? You took all those blasts, and you're still alive? You monster. Your plan would have worked if it hadn't been for my physical advantage. I commend you for your outstanding strategy. No, I'm already at my limit. If I borrow any more of the jewel's power. Okay, so he borrows power from the jewel, and then I feel bad. So this is the bull that got powered up, I'm thinking maybe? It's taking out Fox? I feel bad for Fox though, because Fox was kind of getting interesting. If Fox was taken out, I kind of would have liked for it to be a more interesting death than just random bull. Okay. Like if it came in the middle of the fight or something, but Fox was just kind of somewhat off screen and then out of nowhere. So Neo gets power from using power from a jewel. Again, we'll just have to wait and see where that stuff goes. Fox. Alright. Is that... Okay, you know, honestly, she's not in that bad a shape. She might be okay, actually. Maybe I spoke too soon. Is that a bull? No, something's not right. That jewel embedded in its forehead feels just like the power of the angels. Okay, so more confirmation that Neo knows about the angels. But who would have given that jewel to a monster? You must be smarter than you look, attacking my teammate while I was distracted. I suppose, and we have a throb in her arm? I suppose. I didn't escape that battle completely unscathed. If you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one. Hey, if Urek takes out the bull instead of it posing a danger to the queen or Evelyn, I'm very happy with that. I thought that it was going to be a danger to you know, the queen or Evelyn. If you're looking for a fight, I'll give you one. No, and we have Aru and Urek making it. Aru is an interesting addition to the conflict going on here. Also, I wonder what's up with Princess's other teammate. I feel like we haven't gotten enough there. I feel like if we had set up that teammate a little bit more with the sniping, like we spent just a slight bit more time with them, like Neo and Rohan having to avoid the sniping, then we could have set that character up a bit more, or maybe have the character make a statement or two, even if just to themselves. Then we could have that set up so that it could play a role in whatever's going to happen with this big conflict now that everybody's kind of coming together a little bit here. Mazino. Rohan. I was wondering why Neo called for help. Are you the one who dared to hurt my friends? Now we see the bull reacting, and we end there. Okay, hell of a cliffhanger. Good chapter, though. I really, really like the spinoff, everything going on. I love the characters, the side characters and stuff. So, with that aside, I don't really have a ton to say, honestly, that I didn't say as I was reading through. I kind of feel like I discussed as I was reading, but, like, I don't know. There's not much more to say that I didn't already say. Because I would just be praising the side characters for things I already praised them for. Not a huge fan of the princess. You know, the stuff I said with Fox, again, if Fox was like taking a part in the battle and was like about to hit Neo or something and then got attacked by the bull, something like that could be, I think, a little bit better pacing wise than just have Fox off screen for a bunch of panels and then getting randomly jumped in just a panel. I think that could have been a little bit of a better way to handle it, but Fox might be fine, so, you know, it is what it is there. And again, things like setting up more with the princess's teammate, I am left wanting a little bit more, I suppose, but, you know, it's fine. So yeah, either way, also all the Jewel stuff, we're getting a bunch of information, but none of the information really, we haven't been given enough depth for it to make any, like, you know, real big sense so far. Like, we get little reveals, like Neo knows about the angels, but again, we kind of could guess that he knew, but it's like, okay, confirmation that he knows, but that doesn't tell us what their relationship is, how much he knows, where he comes from. So again, it's just like a slight little thing that it's like, okay, you know, in a dozen more chapters, maybe I'll have more to say about it, but for right now, it is what it is. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. There's not really a lot I have left to say, so thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of those two chapters, my thoughts and reaction, all that. If you want to subscribe, it'd be really appreciated. If you want to follow on Twitter, you can. If you want to join the Discord server, you can. If you'd like to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's really appreciated. If you'd like to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, you get One Piece bingo early and you get your name at the end of videos. So in addition to obviously, you know, helping me to continue to make videos. So thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, Didi Ben and Maru, Cheriton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stain Cedar, Impure Elements, Pottertail, and Elsa the Storyteller. All you have to do is hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time.